Hey guys, so how much does being ripped help with confidence? Does it help at all? Should you be confident before that? In my opinion, it's not so necessary to be ripped, but being in shape and having clear fitness goals for yourself and actually working towards those and achieving them is a huge confidence booster. Not just in the sense that you feel like a more effective human being because you're setting and achieving goals, but also in the sense that you're more confident because you've taken care of your appearance and sort of showing yourself that level of self-respect and that level of care indicates to others the way that they should treat you. Other people they pick up on that cue. If you're somebody that maintains a very high standard for yourself, not just in your appearance, but in the way that you conduct yourself, that people see that and they realize, okay, this is a person of substance, I need to treat them with respect. And that's something that I've always kind of noticed in my life. If I don't show up well, if I don't present myself well, then people tend to kind of not notice you. They kind of tend to not notice you. But if you show up and you're kind of at the top of your game, you're working on what you need to work on, you're taking care of your appearance, you're working on your fitness goals, you're really showing up as the best version of yourself, it's hard for them not to notice you. That's kind of one of those interesting little things that I learned when I went to college. And when I first went to college, I had been dealing with really, really severe bouts of acne and things like that when I was in high school. And I had pretty low confidence because of it. I had a pretty poor self-image as a result of that. And there was a girl in college that basically gave me a compliment one day. This was freshman year. And she pretty much told me, hey, me and my friends, we were talking and we all think like you're super hot. And I don't know why she told me that. Who knows why she told me that? But simply that one compliment right there, it sort of shifted something about the way that I saw myself, because I didn't see myself as an attractive person. So simply her saying this, just an outside perspective, compliments can go a long way. There's a saying that a person can live for a month off of one compliment. But that simple thing that she said caused a shift in my self-image, and it made me actually say, you know what? I don't know if she's being honest or not, but I'm actually going to take better care of myself, because now I want to see how far I can take this. I want to see, what if I really put the effort into developing myself physically and trying to reach my potential with that? What would happen? And it honestly kind of changed my life, It's a funny thing when something as small as that can have a profound impact on your life for kind of the rest of your life, because that was one of the things that gave me the confidence to go into acting, feeling like I could secure leading roles and I could go out for commercials and music videos and I could do modeling and things like that. If I continued to have the same self-image of myself that I had in high school, I would not have had the cojones to do those sort of things, So it's funny how that works. But the original question is, does being ripped help out with your confidence? To what extent does it impact your confidence? And I would say that simply being in shape immensely helps your confidence. I think it's a huge confidence booster. I feel like everyone should try to maximize their physical potential in this lifetime. They should see what they're capable of. If you really, really went for it, if you really tried to get as strong as possible, as lean as possible, how would that impact your health? How would you feel? How would you look? How would you appear to the world? That's sort of a fun project for me to work on. Like a lot of guys like to work on cars and things like that. My hobby, my side project is working on my body, getting stronger over time, and transforming my body over time. That's kind of been my hobby. That's the car that I like to work on, the vehicle through which I am transported through life, through which I experience the world. So for me, it's super, super important that I take really good care of it. Now, here is one thing I will say about the whole getting ripped thing. Being super, super ripped is not as exciting as it might seem. So it looks really, really cool on pictures, you know, and you get the right lighting and you get a pump and you just look freaky, you know, like you see old pictures of Bruce Lee and Sylvester Stallone and guys like that where they're just ripped to the bone, you know, 4-5% body fat, and it looks cool. But I will tell you, in everyday life, being super ripped, nobody actually knows that you're super ripped. That's the funny thing about it, because you don't walk around shirtless. So, you know, you're wearing a shirt, you're wearing a t-shirt, you know, whatever, and you just kind of look skinny. I think as far as confidence goes, you probably get more of a reaction from being more muscular. So I would say that building a good amount of lean muscle would probably do more for your confidence than just getting ripped to the bone and having zero body fat. I did that, you know, for a good while. You know, I got as lean as I possibly could. And yeah, did that for quite a while, and to me that seemed to be sort of like the answer to all of my fitness questions. It was, you know, I always figured the muscle building process was simple, so, you know, why not just get as lean as possible? But having done that for quite a while, it's okay. It's not you know, it's not going to change everything for you. But to me, like, one of the really important things about it was that I felt in control of my physique. I felt in control of my body. And that's something that I wanted for a long time. I wanted to know how to pull the different levers and achieve a certain effect. So I do feel like at this stage in life, I know how to pull the fat loss lever and to achieve the effect that I want. And that's a very liberating and empowering tool to have, to know that you are in control of your body fat. The lever that I'm learning to play around with now is more so the muscle building lever and the gaining size lever, which to me used to be a very simple and straightforward process, you know, because I had more of an appetite. It's funny, when you try to get lean, you can't stop eating. And as soon as you try to gain muscle, you can't eat. So I'm experiencing a little bit of that currently, but I'm finding ways around it. But that's more of the lever that I'm trying to take care of at this stage in my development. But yeah, long story short, I think it absolutely helps with confidence. Anybody that says to the contrary, it's not about the way you look, it's how you feel inside, there's merit to that, and that's super true. But don't use that as an excuse to not achieve your full potential. That's like somebody saying to you, like, you don't need to get an education, you're a good person, like, you know, it's not all about what you know. And it's like, no, you need to get an education. You need, you know, there are certain things that you should do, and it's very important to have self-esteem underlying that. But I do think that everyone should try to maximize their physical potential, because it's one of those things, like, you have this one life. Why not see, if I was in the best shape possible, if I looked and felt as good as I possibly can, what would life be like? What would my experience of life be like? If I had the most energy that my body can have, if I you know, was as lean as I could be, if I was as strong as I could be, if I was as healthy as I could be, what would life be like? Isn't that an interesting question? If you were physically at your best, if you were absolutely at your best, it's like you take a car into a shop and they say, hey, we're going to tune up a lot of things, you know. Engine's going to be better, it's going to run smoother, it's going to be faster, this car is never going to break down. It's like if they take that, and then you take that car out of the shop and you're driving it, and it's a smoother experience. It's kind of like using your body in that way. You know, what if you had the best experience possible in your own body? It affects your outlook, it affects your mood, it affects your energy, which can affect your productivity and your relationships and your willingness to take on challenges in life. So yeah, to me, I think it's extremely important to try to maximize those things. But the short answer to the question of how much does being ripped help with confidence, I think immensely. I think it's a really good thing. I think achieving your fitness and your physical goals is a really good thing. So that's where I stand on the question.